All right, and
We are
we're
live.
live and we're
We are
back.
live and direct.
Yes. All right. Okay, folks. So here we go. This is episode 316. Deval 316.
316, we're in the mix. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I've just done it. So what are you going to do?
What are you gonna do? We're in the mix. You're in the
What are you
mix.
going
We're
to
here.
do? Mm-hmm.
The Flixters are back again for another episode, bringing you film news, like gossip, you name it.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't do gossip, do we? No, we
Not
don't.
really. No, we bring
No,
we bring the truth. I mean,
we
what
bring.
we say, it comes to fruition. It comes to be. I think like we could be like you can call it veritas.
Okay, like clairvoyant shit. Like
Yeah, we're
we know
talking
stuff.
Latin now.
Yeah,
Now it's like
Veritas. Yeah. Well, look at this guy. So listen.
you
Did
know what?
we?
The things that impress teacher, yeah.
I know the
The
weirdest
things
shit.
that
The weirdest shit.
linguistics, isn't it?
Exactly, language, all that stuff makes me. I love that stuff. Deval, last week were
Oh
the
gosh.
Golden Globes. Did anything
Yes. Oh my
surprise you there?
gosh. Yes. God, that's one thing I was meant to put on a program actually. Golden Globes.
Did
Uh,
anything
but let, let,
surprise you?
Golden Globes. Well, no big surprises. I think Colin Farrell, Zoe Saldana, not
Oh, shall we do?
Saldana.
Shall we do the shout outs and then do this?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So
You
shout
do that?
out.
Okay.
First shout out has to go to Zakharov.
Yep. Oh man.
Zakharov, yeah, our man. He actually, we're going to get him on the show soon. We keep saying it and keep not doing it, but we're going to get him on the show real soon. He actually saw Nosferatu
Oh, did he?
last week, yeah, and he said he didn't really fancy it.
Oh,
He said the vampire or the Nosferatu fella looked kind of funny,
Count Orlok.
and looked kind of funny, and like just didn't really like the way it was.
He's
So I
not
was
the
a bit
only
surprised.
one.
Bit surprised.
A
He wanted to
lot
like
of
it more
people
than
have
he did.
said that.
Oh.
To be honest with you, Deval, a lot of people have said that where they weren't actually kind of feeling it. But yeah, Zakharov, okay. Yeah, we still got to get Zakharov on. Zakharov, you got to come on so we can speak about Strange Darling or another movie as well. That tickles your fancy and everything. So yeah, man.
We'll make it happen. But yeah, that's it for the shout out, Mr.
Brilliant.
Zakharov.
All right, let's get into movie news now. Listen, look, Deval, Golden Globes, they happen. Lots of kind of wins, obviously wins. But yeah, anything that stood out for you? Anything surprised you?
I wouldn't say no. I mean, surprise. Well, okay, let me not say surprise, but I didn't expect. So Demi Moore, when she won the Best Actress.
Yes.
So that was, I mean, if anyone's seen The Substance, it's a good film. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone, and the ending's a bit mad. But yeah, if anyone's seen that, it's a good film, and I think she's done really well on that.
And apparently, Deval, look, she's been working, for 45 years. This is the first major award that she's won in her career.
Ever.
Forever.
Serious?
I'm telling you, man. She's been nominated. She's been nominated before, like for Ghost and whatever, like back in the day, whatever. But this is the first time she's actually won, and I'm thinking, wow! After all these years, she's
not even G.I. Jane or anything like that, or
nothing like that, man. This is the first win that she's had in over 40 years, which is incredible. So it just goes to show you, like you stay long enough in the game, like the recognition, you'll get the recognition at some point.
Yeah.
So maybe Deval will get the recognition.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
So go, so look, it was last week. Go check out the Golden Globes, some wins. Emilia Perez, that one big.
Conclave, good film. You mentioned that already.
Shogun, that picked up loads of awards as well. Good show, brilliant.
Anora, Emmanuel reviewed that a couple of weeks ago. He said it's a good film. I still ain't seen it, but I'm going to watch that. But Anora,
so that picked up a couple of things as well. So so lots of kind of good things. Jodie Foster won for Night True Detective as well. So that's kind of like really interesting. Go check that out. But listen, look, let's move on to other film news. Black Mirror, which we've spoken about on the show before, it's kind of had this long history. Really kind of thought provoking science fiction, even horror, like kind of science fiction horror as well. Like all genres blended into one. And isn't it weird though, Deval, like some of the most famous people like Daniel Kaluuya, I remember even going back to, people like Daniel Cleary being in there, and like we mentioned Jodie Foster, she's directed episodes, and Salma Hayek, and whole host. It's one of those shows where it attracts a lot of people.
Yeah, you can really cut your teeth in those shows.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's before they become real breakout stars, but they're always good actors from what you can see.
So tell us about this.
Yeah, so Black Mirror is coming back to Netflix 2025 this year. So we've seen a few series, I should say, of Black Mirror. I think the earlier ones were the best ones, and then the last couple of series haven't really hit as well. Especially, I think the last one. I don't think people really felt it. So they've got some work to do, but we understand that in Black Mirror they are kind of isolated episodes and they're not really linked. But we understand that this year there's going to be the first ever sort of sequel episode. Do you remember the SS Callista?
The ship one, wasn't it?
Trek one.
The Star Trek one, yeah.
With Michaela Cowell's in it. What's his name? The other guy's in it.
Plemons.
Jesse Plemons is in it. Really funny episode. So that's going to be coming back this year.
I wonder why they chose that one. Because it's so popular.
People loved it and they need to get people back. So maybe that's why. But yeah, it's coming back this year. Do you know why Black Mirror is called Black Mirror?
No. Enlighten me.
Okay, my phone isn't okay. I got my sort of timestamp on there, but
yes,
Charlie Brooker said that people are on their phones 24/7 these days, or then, and he says that the phone represents a black mirror because when you shine your phone at you, it's like a black mirror shining back. So that's where he said the inspiration came from, some kind of way.
Check this out. Yes, he's right. It is.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go. All right, folks, there you go. Mind blown. Now, Deval, let's speak about this one. Casting news, MCU, Black Panther. So there's a whole thing out there where, Marvel said they weren't going to recast for T'Challa, because, Chadwick Boseman obviously sadly passed away. Rest in peace. We got the two movies. And we got the what if and everything, but what are your thoughts on this? Should they or shouldn't they? Should they? What's going on, man? What do you reckon?
Well,
is it too soon? It's been 5 years now.
I don't think so. Even the family said that Chadwick Boseman said that the role should be recast. The role shouldn't sort of end with him. So he was happy for someone to step into the shoes as long as they're a good actor and they can do a good job. It should carry on.
Yeah.
So we understand that they did actually offer the role to someone just after they unveiled Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. So they offered someone around that time. That person declined. I think they had fears that maybe they're stepping into shoes that are too big, and maybe they can't do it. Or it's not right for them in their career. Not sure who that person is. Hasn't been unveiled
hasn't
yet.
Been revealed, yeah.
But some people are sort of making guesses as to who that person is or the person that is going to be doing it. Because I think they've offered someone else now. And there's all these, Denzel Washington's son, some people are saying.
Yes.
Other people are saying, the guy that was in Black Adam.
Black Adam.
His name is, and he was also in a show recently.
Oh, he was Hawkman.
Yeah, he was also in Cross. Yes, he was in Cross recently.
Yes.
So some people are saying it might be him. And
because he
looks the part.
He looks the part. Yeah, the guy's massive. The guy's got stature.
Aldous Hodge is his name.
Aldous Hodge.
Yeah, so I think looks wise, he can more than fit the look. Accent wise, I've seen him act. He's a good actor. Accent wise, I don't know what he can do with the accent, but if he does it, if he ends up doing it, I could accept it. I think.
Yeah.
So
and remember, you mentioned before as well. You said something about Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a chance that he could be in Black Panther 3.
Yeah. And I think that's a bit of a. I think he may have been tricking people. I think by him saying he was in it, I reckon it's his son.
Gotcha.
I reckon he's saying by him in it, it's his son. That's what I think. I don't know if he's going to be in it. I think his son. I think his son might be Black Panther. That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
It'd be so interesting. This is going to be big news whenever it is announced. It's going to be a big thing, and we'll be there and we'll be talking about it as well. Now let's move on to other kind of Marvel news. World War Hulk, Devaldo. Now listen, these storylines, Planet Hulk, World War Hulk, we haven't really seen Hulk go berserk yet. Like, there's a whole other level to Bruce Banner that is just horrific, which is terrifying. And I mean, what's the likelihood? Number one, the actor who plays Hulk. I mean, what's his name again?
Mark Ruffalo.
I mean, how many more movies can we get out of him?
I don't know.
He's mid-50s, I think.
Yeah, easily. I mean, also Universal have the rights still for Hulk. So,
oh yes,
the movie, it'll have to be some sort of crossover movie or something. But yeah, I don't know. They say this film's happening. Until I see it happen, I'm not gonna. Yeah. I take this with a pinch of salt. A pinch of maybe sea salt. Yeah, but still salt. You know,
salt,
because like we're seeing Clever Man Hulk now, isn't it? The Hulk we've got now is the coherent, sit down, have a conversation Hulk, chilled out Hulk. World War Hulk is another level. He's even more barbarianistic, if that's a word.
You can't reason with him.
And the other Hulk we got, the original Hulk, this one, you can't reason with him, exactly. So how are we going to go from intelligent Hulk to World War? What's going to happen? I don't know. I don't know, but
it's interesting. We know that this is, so for the folks out there listening, we know that this is going to be a big year for Marvel. We've got TV shows, we've got Thunderbolts, we've got Captain America, which is going to be coming out, and that teases that there's going to be some Fantastic Four. So there's going to be little things coming out.
Tease in She-Hulk. Remember when we saw Scar, his son?
Yes.
Like at the end of She-Hulk. I mean,
what was that?
Exactly. Are they going to carry that on? Like, that's a thing now. Is that going to disappear?
Yeah,
and, World War Hulk, there was some sort of beef with him and his family that made him go crazy. So could that be one of the reasons why he goes, I don't know, man.
Interesting.
I don't know.
We don't know what's going on. And obviously our birdies, when they tell us, we'll let you know. So keep it up with the Flixters. We'll let you know. Now listen, I want to finish up with a couple of things. The Running Man. So this is big news. This has popped out, big news. So Edgar Wright, who's a British filmmaker, he's made, Shaun of the Dead. He's made the Cornetto trilogy, with what's his name, Simon Pegg and
the Shaun of the Dead and all them kind of ones.
Yeah,
and,
there's
World's End and
World's End. Nick Frost. That's it, Nick Frost. Baby Driver. He did this thing with Anya Taylor-Joy. What was it again? It was recent. Soho, something in Soho.
Last Night in Soho.
Last Night in Soho.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So interesting filmmaker. He is really, steeped in filmmaking. He knows his stuff, and he was the original director for Ant-Man until shit happened. So he's now been tapped to make this remake of The Running Man. Now, The Running Man is a movie from the 80s based on a Stephen King short story or novel starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. I know. It's Stephen King, man. He's had his fingers in everything. And the cast list for this, check this out, Devaldo. So the movie already features a lineup that includes Glenn Powell, Josh Brolin, Katie O'Brien, William H. Macy, Lee Pace, Emilia Jones, Michael Cera, Coleman Domingo. So it's mad. There's going to be this action.
Let's see if a film called The Running Man. Let's see if Lee Pace can actually set the pace and in that film. Let's see if he's the lead man.
Exactly. It's like a science fiction movie where in that 87 movie, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he plays like kind of a contestant in this kind of almost like a Hunger Games-esque.
Yeah.
But back in. It was made in the 80s, but it was set in the future. I can't remember even what year it was set in.
Probably set in 2005, which is now the past.
Exactly. It'd be interesting to see what happens, but I thought that was interesting. And now the other thing I want to mention about, we've got Wolfman, which is going to be coming up very, very soon. We've had Nosferatu, based on Dracula. So Universal Pictures, Dracula, Wolfman, and then the other big kind of IP is The Mummy. So the Evil Dead Rise director is going to be directing The Mummy. So Lee Cronin. It's actually going to be called, it's officially titled Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Is it?
Yeah.
His Mummy.
Yeah,
I wonder if his mummy's going to have a sort of guest appearance in it or something.
Or whatever, yeah. So I just found that was interesting. And if you go on Blumhouse's their Instagram page, there's kind of like a blank page. Something's been crossed out, and it says original screenplay by Lee Cronin. So Blumhouse, they're behind it. It's been announced, and The Mummy, if you don't know, Universal Pictures from the 1930s, they've had this kind of Universal dark universe where they have the monsters, Wolfman, Dracula, the Mummy, and Invisible Man, all these things. They all kind of get together and they do weird shit. And they're slowly introducing these, Devaldo. We have the Invisible Man.
Yeah.
A few years back. Wolfman.
Frankenstein, I think, is going to be happening.
It's going to be happening
Guillermo
soon.
del Toro, I think.
Yes. So it'd be interesting to see. So let's see how the Wolfman turns out, which is going to be an upcoming movie, which we're going to watch on and we're going to review on this show. If that bodes well, if that turns out well, then I guess why not, Deval, The Mummy?
Okay, all right.
Let's see what happens. All right, let's do new on streaming. Now, this one seems interesting. I saw this kind of pop up on the news feed on Netflix. This is Jerry Springer Fights Camera Action. Now, Devaldo, you remember it. Loads of people remember it. Maybe the Gen Zs and they don't know this, but Jerry Springer was this reality TV show where flipping man, I remember anything went on that show. Sons sleeping with mothers, flipping, and then you had like sons sleeping with grandmas. It was like, or someone had a son from like the second cousin, and like there was punch up. It was mad.
This show was the epitome of trash TV before trash TV was even a thing. It was, and he was actually was he a mayor or some sort of
mayor or something? Yeah, he was,
or some sort of congressman or something. Yeah, somehow he got a slot to do this show. I think it's basically on Netflix. On Netflix, it's a documentary that sort of looks at the Jerry Springer years, how it came about, the ups and downs of it, all that sort of thing, in front of the camera, behind the camera, and it will sort of tell you how it came about and what it took to make that show. And what sort of person Jerry Springer is. A lot of people don't know that he's more than just this show, but yeah, it's worth a watch. It's just come out on Netflix, and like you said, many people that are maybe listening now might not have seen the show, but every show you can think of now. I mean, now it's all on YouTube. It's here and there. This is the years before we had any kind of YouTube, or the internet wasn't even a major thing.
No,
back then. Do you know what
I mean? If you want to. Yeah, and if you want to know like how messed up people were, like, and these were all American, like the show's from America, and I'd watch it. I remember I would tune in like a few times, and I'd be like, "What the hell is going on, man?" It was mad. So go check that one out. And then the other one, we've spoken about this before. We kind of watched the trailer, and this is on my watch list actually. So I'm going to check this out. This is American Primeval. So it's a Western, but not a Western. Some people are saying like, it's kind of it's not your typical Western, but it's set in that kind of time frame, Devel.
Yeah. So this one, again, in Netflix, just came out. And it's about America, when the Europeans came over to America, and what do they call it? The New World, or I don't know what they called it.
Yeah, the new
not the word for it, not the New Horizon, but the new. Oh man, it's gonna bug me. I'll probably shout it out half an hour later.
Right at the end.
But anyway, they're going to sort of take over America basically, and the indigenous people of America at the time are in the way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So this sort of looks at that time period, and then obviously the conflict that happens as a result of people coming over and wanting to take over that land. This show is meant to be really gritty and just a bit of a really
eye opener,
tough show. So far it sounds good. It's got good ratings on IMDb, 8.2 out of 10 on IMDb. Early days, but sounds good. Looks good.
And you're talking about a period in history where things.
The new frontier. That's it.
The new frontier. That's it.
Something like that.
It was brutal.
Yes.
Like they were carrying guns. Like there's no law. Like lawless places and like all this shit going on, and like so it'd be interesting to watch. and that's out on Netflix as well. So go check
Yeah.
those out. And remember, folks, if there's something that you're watching and you'd like us to kind of like, have a peek, let us know. Get in touch with us. Write to us on YouTube. Send us a message on Instagram. We're
Yeah.
always on there. We're always checking our social media. So please do get in touch with us. All right, let's do trailers. Now, a few here for you. Now, this one, Devaldo, this is called The Damned. Again, it's eerie, set in kind of like medieval time, or is it with the Vikings, or is it the time of the Vikings?
It kind of seems. No, I don't
They
think it
mentioned
is. No,
Vikings or something.
I
No,
think it's
no.
I think it's after that, but it is in that realm of like
Yeah.
I think Scandinavian, Icelandic kind of area. It's basically
Yeah.
I think it's set in an Icelandic village where they're very remote. They live on minimal things. Joe Cole's in this actually.
Is he? Oh my
I
God, I
know
didn't
you
even
liked him
recognize him.
from
Yeah.
that film where he was in prison in Thailand. Really
Oh
good film.
man, that was a
Mm.
really good film.
Prayer Before Dawn, is that what it was
Prayer
called?
Before
Something like that.
Dawn. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So this seems like a really. Do you remember The Witch,
Yes.
directed by Robert Eggers? This kind of gives me those vibes. So basically, they're in a
Colors.
remote. Yeah, the colors and also the hopelessness of it. So
Mm.
these people are in a village in Iceland or whatever back in the day, and they are they're struggling anyway, and they see a boat far away, and I think the boat is asking for help. They
Yeah.
don't help the boat, and then the people on the boat, I think they die, and I think that then curses them.
Oh
So then
gosh.
evil things start to happen to these villagers, evil things, and they're thinking it's linked to them not helping the people on the boat.
Yeah.
This is produced by the. Oh, you mentioned them before, the one that done Evil Dead Rises. So the people that
Oh,
produced Evil Dead Rise
but
produced this as well.
behind this one, yeah, because it's
Yeah,
got that kind
yeah.
of a supernatural kind of
Yes,
horror feel
yes,
vibe to it. There's something
yes,
in the stomach, growing
yes.
in the stomach. Then there's kind
Mm,
of lots of things. I tell you what, it looks really good. I mean, and like you said, like The Witch, it's kind of up that alley.
mm, mm,
So this will be really good. This is called The Damned. So go check it out on
mm,
YouTube. If you
mm.
like it, let us know and we can speak about it. Let's speak about this other one now, Reacher, which has been really, really popular
Yeah.
on Amazon Prime. It's been, I can't really remember when Reacher season 2 came out, but yeah, I binge watched seasons 1 and season 2. Really good show. But Reacher's back. This guy. And then the thing is, we all thought, oh, Reacher's big. There's a guy in this
Yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's flipping
He's
even
bigger.
bigger than he's bigger than him. So I'm like, there's a funny bit in there where they have an arm wrestle, and then he kind of he's like, come on, let's have an arm wrestle type of a thing, and then he kind of slips and he falls over, and then they like it was really corny, but
Mm,
that's the type of thing with these guys, with their dick swinging, which is what they end up doing, right? Like, with all
yeah,
these big muscles and stuff. But it looks
yeah.
good, action. Reaches there, he's got to infiltrate a gang. He's got the agents, maybe are they the FBI maybe helping him out a little bit this time?
I can't remember what kind of group they're from. They're from some sort of undercover group. Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, so. But yeah, this looks good again. Third season. It first came out 2022, so it's kind of come out pretty much every year or so. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Coming out in
I'm looking
February,
forward to it.
February 20th.
Yeah, next month we'll be on it. We'll be watching it. Now, this next one, In the Lost Lands, Deval. So yeah, tell us about this one.
Oh, this one here. This one is what's this one again? Oh, this is I remember this one. This one is what's his name? Batista. Batista and Mila Jovovich.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, this one is like oh my gosh. You know Mila Jovovich or Jojovic. I don't know how you
Yeah.
pronounce it, but what kind of films does she do?
She does like action, like we saw her in
I mean, what's she known for the most?
yeah, Fifth Element.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Oh
you're
shit!
old school.
No.
Resident Evil.
Sorry, Resident Evil. What am I talking about? Yes,
No,
you're
you're
right.
right though. That was her first big film because she was a model before, wasn't she?
Yeah.
That was her first
Resident
big
Evil.
film, but she's done like 10 Resident Evil films.
Yes.
This looks like another one, but it's not about
Okay.
zombies. It is about a post-apocalyptic world where a sorceress travels to a lost land in search of a magical power that allows a person to transform into a werewolf. That's something you really need. You need that power
I would love
in
that
the
power.
apocalyptic world. This is directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who directed
Resident Evil.
Resident Evils. This is also co-written, or I think the creator of this was or is George R.R. Martin, who is of Game of Thrones. So
he's the dude.
it's from his world, yeah. But don't think the quality is going to be Game of Thrones quality. This is, yeah.
Yeah, man. I love those movies. Look, she's since Fifth Element, she's done, like you said, the Resident Evil stuff, and she's done other action movies on Netflix. I know there was a few on there that she done. Remember it was kind of like a fantasy one that you reviewed maybe a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, it was the one with the guy with the big knife. I think Uka Erase was in it. It's from a game. I can't remember the name of the film. It's from a game though. It's from a computer game
though, isn't it?
Yeah. I swear she's married to Paul W.S. Anderson.
Oh, maybe that's the reason why she
is. Yeah, I swear she's married to him.
Okay.
I swear she's married to him, Paul W.S. Yes, spouse Paul W.S. Anderson.
There you go.
Yeah, and they got a
Jovovich. All right, go check that one out, folks.
No, look at this.
What?
So before she was married to, oh my gosh, before she was married to Paul W.S. Anderson, guess who she was married to for
Don't
3
say
years?
Luc Besson.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord, this doesn't look good. Luc Besson, who was the director of Fifth Element.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
No shit.
Is it? That's why he done 10 Resident Evil films. He didn't want anyone else to direct her because he knew what would happen if someone else directed her.
What's going to happen?
There'll be action. There'll be action.
All right, so go check that one out and let us know what you think. Now, Devaldo, this next one, Jason Statham. Now, listen, Britain's very own Jason Statham, black action hero. You know, he's been in the Expendable movies. He's been in the Lock Stocks, and he's kind of carved out this action hero career and beekeeper and, you know, all these other sorts of martial arts, mixing martial arts, action, whatever. So this is his movie. I haven't seen the trailer, but just looking at the cast, it's Jason Statham, David Harbour, Michael Pena. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, co-written by Sylvester Stallone.
Oh,
directed by David Ayer, who directed the first Suicide Squad. This is a Jason Statham film. You know what's going to happen? He's going to come into a room and say, "All right, mate, I told you before. Leave her alone." And he's going to beat some people up. They're all going to be standing in a circle around him. He's going to get one, do that to one, get the other one, uppercut that one, kick that one. They're all going to fall.
His leg comes out from another side. It's like, oh my gosh. So exactly. I wonder this kind of bromance that he's got with Stallone.
Yeah. It's there. Yeah,
you know,
it's there, man.
Since the Expendables.
Yep, exactly. So this is basically, so a working man is him, Jason Statham, being a construction worker, but he's got a past in the military of some sort. And while he's on site, Michael Pena owns a construction company. Michael Pena's daughter is kidnapped in some sort of, some organized crime situation. Yeah. And then now they find out that Jason Statham has got a past in military. They ask him, they say, "Please find my daughter." He's like, "Okay." And he goes up and finds, one man is going to kill 100 people to find the daughter. So that's what's going to happen. Yeah, that's
what's going to happen. It's so interesting. These kind of like B movie-esque, and I don't say B movie as in like they're poor, because the production value is going to be great and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But like this B movie plot line where it's action guy who's going out to save someone, these would be straight to cinema back in the 70s and 80s, and now it's just straight to streaming.
Oh no! This one's cinema,
I eat
I
my
let you
words.
walk into that one. It actually says on the thing. Only in theaters.
Only
March 28th.
I eat my words. If I could rewind that shit, I would rewind it.
The internet won't make you forget.
Exactly. All right, well, there you go. It is. So they're still keeping that tradition alive.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go check that one out. A working man. No, I'm not going to be a working man now. All right, let's do Anniversary Corner. Let's speak about this movie. This is, I remember this movie. I liked this movie when it first came out. This is called The Visit from 10 years ago, 2015, M.Night movie. And this happened in a period where M.Night was making some turkeys. Right,
Oh my
he was
gosh.
going through kind of like this period where some of these movies weren't working so well, and I remember
Mm,
reading this interview where he said he fronted the money for
mm,
this movie. So he put his house on
mm,
mortgage or something, and he took a massive gamble because
yeah,
obviously it's your house and everything.
yeah.
And this did really well, Deval, for him.
Mm. Which is why the cast list, no disrespect to them,
Mm.
the only name you'd recognise is Catherine Hahn.
Yes, from Agatha.
Yeah, everyone else you wouldn't recognise because I think they had to pay less for the actors because they had
Yes.
to get like a sort of lesser known cast. But they obviously done really great from that. But yeah,
Mm.
you're right. 10 years ago, The Visit is about a sort of ominous visit. Two siblings become increasingly frightened by their grandparents' disturbing behaviour while visiting them on vacation. So the two kids have been sent away from their parents to go and visit their grandparents, and when they get there, the grandparents are acting weird, like weird.
Mad.
Yeah, like acting like M Night Shyamalan weird.
Yes.
And
There's a
this
bit.
is kind of, is it filmed by first person, like camera? I
Yeah,
think it's
because
filmed.
they've got
Yeah,
cameras like in the
yeah,
house and stuff,
yeah.
and like it's kind of almost like as if it's like a found footage type of a thing.
Kinda, yeah, at times, yeah. So it's a bit got a different feel to it. But I
Mm,
remember this being not the best, but I found it interesting in some parts.
mm.
So
Yeah, there's
you know,
one bit in there which I found really creepy. There's a bit in there where the grandma says to the kid, "Oh, go in the oven. Can you help clean the oven?"
yes,
And I was
yes,
like, "What?"
yes,
It was
yes,
mad.
yeah,
And then there's
yeah,
because there's an M Night movie. There's a big twist at
yeah.
the end, which I'm not going to
Mhm.
spoil right
That
now.
big. My oven ain't that big. Can't take anyone.
How's a kid getting into the flipping oven, man?
My neck.
So listen, yeah. So go check that out. Kind of eerie, creepy,
Mm,
and creepy old grandparents. Like, it's one of
yeah.
those tropes that are from the movies. All right.
Mm,
So listen, that is The Visit.
mm,
Go
mm,
check it
mm,
out. You'll find it on streaming or whatever.
yeah.
Now, let's speak about this film review. Now, we've sat on this kind of review for a while now. It's been out for, I'd probably say, like, what, about a month or so, Deval? Has
Oh,
this been
more
out
than
now?
that. This has
Or
been
is
out
it,
for
it's
a
been
few
more than that?
months. Yeah,
Yeah, a
yeah,
few
yeah,
months now.
yeah.
And this is called Oddity. So this is an Irish film. And you know what? When I was obviously looking back, this film director, I think Divaldo, we're going to see
Mm,
kind of some more interesting stuff. So
mm,
his debut movie, which was in 2020, also another another horror movie as well, which when I read the synopsis for that one, I thought, oh, that might be an interesting watch as well. But yeah, listen, so this is Oddity. It doesn't star anyone, like, I don't have any, there's no big
mm.
names in this movie, Deval.
No, there isn't. No. Doesn't need it
No,
actually. Mm,
no, because it's the type of storyline where you just need to get convincing actors who will, believe in this idea, and
mm,
you just kind of get sucked into the story. So Oddity is about this murder that happens in a creepy house in Ireland. It's secluded. It's out in the sticks. A woman, she's they've just moved into the house, and she's kind of putting things away, and they're kind of figuring things out. She's got a husband who works in a kind of an institute, medical institute, where the patients are a bit have mental health issues. And so the kind of movie feeds on that whole thing about
mm,
being alone. There's a mental institute, and we've had that in folklore before, right? Like, there's been this kind of, I remember kind of back in the day, they used to, did you ever hear about that kind of story about this woman? She, every night, she'd let her dog kiss her, let her dog lick her fingers at night, and to know that
Oh, I thought
do
you
you
were going to
remember
say
that
something
story?
else. I was like, huh? Oh my
she'd let
gosh.
she'd let the dog lick her fingers, knowing that
Yeah.
she's safe. Oh, my pet's over there. And one day there's a breakout from a mental institute,
Okay.
and then every night her finger gets licked, and she's thinking that it's the dog licking her,
Mm.
but
But it's
really
not.
it's not the dog
Is
licking her.
it?
So that whole story, that legend or that myth has been around for
Mm,
like 100, and it kind of gave me that vibe as well. Mental institute,
mm,
someone escapes, there's a murder, and then she gets murdered, but then she has a twin sister.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
She has a twin sister played by the same actor, by the way. But this
Are they the
twin
same
sister,
actor? I
It's
didn't
the
really.
same actor.
That's what I was looking for, but I didn't even think. I didn't think they looked the same. They look so different to me.
They look completely
Oh,
different.
They've
Yeah,
done well with that.
they
Okay.
done more with that one. But there's something different about this twin sister. She's a clairvoyant.
But she's blind as well, isn't it?
She's blind as well. She's a
Mm,
blind clairvoyant, and when she touches things, she has power to be able to sense, what's
mm,
going on and what happened and
mm.
everything like that. And she kind of wants to get to the bottom of how her sister died.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it was weird. Now, Devout, I'm not sure if you noticed this. Did you? There's a scene in the movie at the beginning where she's walking, the blind sister. She walks into kind of like a little bit of a room, and on the wall, there's these
Uh-huh.
artifacts. And one of
Oh,
the artifacts was a monkey with the symbols.
yeah, I saw that. So is that like? Is it supposed to be Monkey that's coming out soon?
Like,
That
what's the
film?
connect? Yes, and that monkey is
I wasn't
also
sure
in
if
Annabelle.
is it.
The Warrens.
Yeah.
So there's something about this monkey is featuring in all these different movies,
Ah,
which I thought was really kind of like, oh, they've mentioned the monkey with the symbol.
mm.
We're gonna get
I did
Monkey the
see the monkey.
movie.
I did see the monkey.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I digress. So she's on a
Mm,
mission to find out what's happened to her sister, and slowly,
mm,
slowly, the movie reveals itself in kind of really odd and weird ways, Deval. Um,
mm.
why did she get the thing delivered to the house? And I'm purposefully leaving that out, like what the thing is. You'll have to, the audio, like, our listeners are going to have to watch the movie to find out what this thing is.
It looks weird. What is it? Shall I describe it? I
Yeah,
mean,
describe it.
so it looks like a mummy. It
Yeah.
was a bit like a mummy, but not. It's like brown, like a wooden man mummy kind of thing.
Mm,
There. I don't know if we mentioned that the relationship between
the sisters.
so the sisters, obviously the twin sisters. I don't know if you mentioned the one of the sisters, her husband is a doctor at the
Yeah.
hospital. Did you mention
Yeah.
that?
I
You
think I
did.
mentioned it. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I can't remember. And yeah, there's this. I don't know. From the get go, there's kind of something. There's a funny vibe. Yeah, there's a funny vibe. She doesn't really like him. And from when
Mm,
the other sister was killed, because basically there's like a year jump.
yeah.
And when one sister's killed, when the first sister's killed, it's a year later, and then the doctor husband, who's living in this nice new house,
He's been shacked up with someone
where
else.
where his ex-wife has died, he's now got a new girlfriend a year later.
Mm,
And it didn't happen a year later. We're just here a year later. He
yeah.
found that girlfriend months before.
Yeah.
So then I don't know what to call her, the twin, the blind twin, the
Yeah.
clairvoyant twin. She's obviously very. You can tell she's not happy about it, but she's not
Mm,
outwardly saying it. So obviously that's where we get to the sort of mummy thing being delivered to the house, and then you're thinking to yourself, what is that mummy thing there for? Why is it there?
yeah.
What's it doing there? And he brings it into the house. It's sitting there at the dinner table like it's part of the family. It just looks weird. It looks eerie.
Man,
It looks
it's
strange.
creepy. Everything, man.
It's a strange setup. And then obviously the guy's girlfriend, the doctor's girlfriend,
Yeah.
she's a bit like us, as in like the viewer. She's
Like,
thinking a lot of the
what?
time. She's like, she doesn't like what's going on. She's like, nope,
Mm,
I don't want to do. I want nothing to do with this. She doesn't want. She's like a city girl as well. She doesn't like
mm.
being at this house. This house is out
It's
in the sticks,
secluded. Yeah.
very very secluded. So we get to a point where the clairvoyant now, she just turns up at the house,
Yeah.
sort of unannounced, and she's staying for the weekend.
Yeah. They're like, oh, we're not going to be in the house. And she's like, no,
Yeah.
that's okay. Like, I'll stay.
Yep.
Like, awkward. And they're
Yep.
looking at each other thinking, what the hell's going on? But also, it's also to do with the fact that she wants to get to the bottom of why and what's happened,
Mhm.
and,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
it happened, and,
Yeah.
and everything like that. But I
Yeah.
mean, look, Deval, I mean, uh, I'm not going to it's not a one of those movies which are like, oh my gosh, you got to watch it. I thought
Okay.
it was decent. I thought it was
Yeah.
like really, really good. I thought, the film director, he does a really good job of building that tension.
Mm.
And clairvoyance, Devout, I don't know about you, but I mean, they're creepy, man.
Very, yeah, very. And throughout the whole film is quite spooky. So he does add a layer of atmosphere that makes you uncertain about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I do think this director, because with a lot of these films, you know what's going to happen from the start. And I
Yeah.
guarantee you, there's things that happen in this film that you are not seeing. Like even a clairvoyant couldn't see it coming. You do not see this coming. Things happen, and you think, "Shit, what's going on?" And that really throws you off.
Yeah.
You know, so he does do well in that kind of subverting the expectations kind of thing. But yeah, it's spooky at times. The film is
It
quite
is.
spooky. Oddity, like what is the Oddity?
Yeah.
It's called Oddity. Is Oddity the mummy thing? Is Oddity the fact that the house is dark and
Yeah.
dreary and
Is
spooky?
she
Is
odd?
Oddity? Is she odd? The clairvoyant,
Yeah.
the sister who's died. Like, is she really haunting the house, or is it is it in their mind? Because
Yeah.
there's times in the film where you see her like a ghost,
Yeah.
and you're thinking, okay, is that real, or is that just what is going on here? So the film is a scary film. It is a spooky
Yeah.
film, and it is an odd film. It is
Yeah.
an odd film, and it needs to be.
Yeah, because you're dealing with stuff which are
Odd shit.
that supernatural, like
Yeah.
this guy like Damien McCarthy, who's the filmmaker. So his first movie is called Caveat, and again that one's kind of psychological horror as well. And horror is like, you can have the jump scares and you can have that psychological horror as well. The playing on your mind, like, did I see that, or is it really there, and did I see a shape over there? And devout, I'm fucking like, I've seen stuff like that, and I've thought to myself,
Is it? Oh,
but
man.
you know what? It's just, but that's what I'm saying. It's psychological, isn't it?
Running, running,
It's like,
running.
oh shit, I've just seen, like, oh my God, no, I'm not going to look. I'm not going to, like, that type of thing. And then it's like, it's nothing. But really, is it?
See, once people start asking that question, if I have to ask that question, I'm shitting myself. That's why I can't sleep with, like, I need some sort of noise, or I need the light on or
Light
something.
on
I
or
can't.
something. But also, if you're the husband, if you're that husband, the
Yeah.
doctor, what, he let that mummy be in his house, man.
Dickhead.
It's just like, why
Dickhead.
would you let that creepy doll in your house?
Dickhead. I ain't letting that. I ain't never let that in the house. Never. Huh.
Oh gosh,
And
man.
he's there sleeping there by himself, and no. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. His girlfriend is like us. She's like the audience, because she looks at it and she's like, nope. She doesn't want anything to do with it.
yeah,
She like, I think there's one point where she leaves. She's like, nah. She wants out. She runs
yeah.
out of the house. She wants nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And which is what any normal person would do. But the thing is, so the way that they write into it, because the doctor, because he's a man of science. So for him, it's like, oh, this is all nonsense. This is all just kind of that mumbo jumbo type of a thing. So you have a man of science, and then you have a clairvoyant, where it's like, where they have a connection to the other side, and where do they meet, type of a thing. And then, who gets the comeuppance in the end, and, all that sort of stuff. So, this movie, you can get it on Shudder. You can get it on, there's a free trial that you can get, or like on Amazon Prime. And if you can kind of do that, you can get it. Now this wasn't released in cinema over here, Deval.
It wasn't here too. No, it's just on Shudder.
It's just it was a Shudder thing, was it? Yeah. But listen, look, Shudder, I think they do a great thing. They, clearly they've got the horror movies set up on Shudder. If you are a horror fan, then you'll go out and you'll watch this.
That's their speciality. That's what they do.
That's their speciality. So. That's what you'll do. And if you're a horror fan, you've probably already got a Shudder subscription. But for someone out there, one of our listeners who's maybe looking for something a bit different, a bit odd, obviously pun intended, go check it out. I mean, there'll be bits in there where you'd be like, shit, this is scary, this is eerie, this is creepy. And it's a decent movie. It's it's fine. It's good.
I'll probably give it a 6, I reckon. So
yeah,
it doesn't blow you away, but it keeps you interested enough to actually scare you, which is horror films got to do, isn't it? So you know.
Absolutely, and that is a great. That's kind of like a great kind of conclusion to that one. So listen up, folks. That is the end of today's episode. We've got more movies like this. Honestly, we've got so much stuff that we're going to be speaking about over the next couple of weeks. So keep it locked with us. Devaldo, we've got probably Den of Thieves, and there's something else coming out.
Yeah.
There was something else that I was gonna. There was another thing that was kind of just popped up recently that I wanted to watch out on cinema as well. Which
What, the
definitely
Robbie Williams thing, the monkey thing, or something else? No.
nah,
Oh,
man.
Flight Risk with Mark Wahlberg, was it?
That was it. Flight
Oh,
Risk that's coming out. Wolfman's coming out in 5 days.
Wolfman's coming out. Oh yes, yeah, that's coming out soon. Yeah, same for me. 17th.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
by the time this show, yeah, probably
Mm.
like, by the time you listen to this show,
It
Wolfman
might
or
be out.
exactly.
Presence as well. Presence is coming out soon.
And that's a Steven Soderbergh movie.
Yeah, that looks all right. That looks
Yeah.
good.
And then
So, yeah, there's a few
February,
things,
a few things.
few things. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So keep it low with the fixes. We're going to bring you some more movies, reviews. And remember, keep in touch with us on our Instagram, X,
Yep.
TikTok, you name it, Facebook, YouTube. We're all there.